Hello my sweets, it's Keisha. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome, and thank you so much for choosing to watch my video. Today I'll be showing you how I made this quick and easy July 4th sign using Dollar Tree items. This sign is perfect as a shelf sitter or in your tiered tray. So if you're ready to see how I made it, just keep watching! What I have here is just a box art from Dollar Tree, and I've already painted the back side of it white. And what I'm going to do next is come in and with Waverly chalk paint and ink, and I'm going to do the inside and around this border here. Okay, so next I have here 3 stars that came off of a different sign from Dollar Tree. And I have some paints that are by Apple Barrel. We have red apple, white, and 2 blue. And so all I want to do is kind of sponge the color on these. And I'm not looking for like complete coverage, so if the silver shows through from these stars, that's okay with me. I'm just going to use the makeup sponge and tap the color onto the star. And I'm just going to let these dry while I move on to the next step. So next what I have here is a mason jar that came from this DIY wind chime, and that's the only part that I'm going to use out of this right now. And I've already taken the time, so it would have good drying time, to fill in the holes that are at the top and the bottom. And then I'm going to refill in some of these areas that should have been marked out with the ink where the hole would have been. And that was just a fine tip pen that I have. So next what I'm going to do is go ahead and fill in the star here. So I'm just going to paint it in with these Apple Barrel paints again. Okay, so this is what this is looking like so far. And next I'm going to be working on the lid. So here I have Gunmetal Gray from Folk Art. And I'm just going to fill it in. Alright, so that's how that's looking so far. So next I have here, it's called Treasure Gold Brilliant Metallic Lustre. And I've never used this before. It's actually in the platinum color. But I don't have any silver paint in the metallics right now. So we're going to test this out. We'll use it off of that. And I'm actually going to come back into the lid and try to find those little marks that were initially on there. And if I turn it just right, I can see them. All right, So that's what we have so far. Okay, so I also have one of these treasure gold, and in the actual color gold. So I'm gonna use that on the stars. And this is what we have so far. So next I have some glitter that comes in a 6-pack like this from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to use some Mod Podge over the stars and sprinkle the glitter. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that started here. And once this completely dries, I'm going to go around with a dry brush and just dust off this extra glitter that's attached itself around there. Okay, so while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and work on the stars a little bit more since they're dry. And I have burnt umber in apple barrel. And I have an old brush here that's a little bit flared out, but it's also a smaller brush. So I'm just going to come and do a little bit of the rusting where you might see rust normally. Some of the creases here. I don't know how well you can see that, but let's bring them up closer so you can see. And I'm going to let these dry, and then once they're dried, I'm going to go ahead and seal them with the Mod Podge clear acrylic sealer in matte. So the glitter had a chance to dry, and then what I did was I came back in with another coat of Mod Podge on top of that, on top of the glitter, so that it wouldn't come loose. And then after that dried, I dusted all the other glitter off. So now what I'm going to do, because on the white, I don't know if you'll, yeah, it's coming out. I went over the black lines some with the paint. So what I'm going to have to do now to remedy that is to go ahead and seal the whole thing with Mod Podge. And then I'm going to come in once that Mod Podge is fully dry with the black Sharpie and go ahead and retrace the letters. Now the reason why I'm having to do it this way is because the wood is raw, and if I just try to write on it with the Sharpie without sealing it first, the Sharpie is going to bleed. So I don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and seal it to avoid any bleeding of the Sharpie. The mason jar has been drying for a couple of hours now, so I think I can go ahead and start going over the letters. So all I'm going to do, if I can get this Sharpie to write, is just go ahead and fill back in those black lines. And that's what we have so far. Okay, so the stars have been sealed, and I just wanted to show you that this is the sealer that I used through Mod Podge. It's the clear acrylic sealer. And so now what's left to do is to go ahead and assemble. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and apply these 2 tumbling tower blocks to give the sign a little dimension. So one there. And one there. And then what I'm gonna do is go ahead and place this in the center. That's going to be good there. So that's what we have so far. And then the stars, I was thinking about putting them down the side. Something like that I think is cute. And when I pulled these up off of the sign, they already had some little risers in the back. So I'm just gonna put a dollop of glue. And there you have it. And I also have some baker's twine here from Crafter's Square. And I think what I'm gonna do is just do one of those, you know, where you wrap it around your fingers and make a little bow. So I'm just gonna wrap this around a few times. And then I'm gonna use this red one as well. So with this one, I did 4 fingers. This one I'm gonna do 3, just so it's a little bit smaller. So next I'm gonna go ahead and just glue them together, and then decide where I'm going to place it. Also an option, I've seen this done with twine. You can cut the ends of it, the ends open if you'd like, to create a little bit more texture. I'm gonna go ahead and leave them because I feel like this kind of got enough going on. So let me just decide here. And I think I like it actually right here on the mason jar. So I'm gonna go ahead and place that there. Fluff the bow a little bit, and this piece is done. So stay tuned for final pictures. Here's a look at how I styled my sign, and I just love how it came out. But what do you think? If you're looking for other July 4th craft ideas, check out these 2 videos linked as a playlist below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and remember, love, inspire, create. See you next time.